Good morning, children. My name is Anand Kumar Tiwari. Last class of relations and functions, we discussed about types of relations. And under that, we had empty relation, universal relation, reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. Not only did we discuss about types of relations, but suitable illustrations required for different types that were also in detail discussed. Now we are proceeding to exercise 1.1 of NCERT. So from that we will try to figure out which relations or the relation which is given, whether it is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive or not. Take exercise 1.1. It's a question number. We take question number 1 and second part. Question number 1, second part, which is defined in which relation R is defined on set of natural numbers. That means relation is a subset of n cross n. Now the relation that is defined is given in this way, that containing x comma y and y equals to given x plus 5, also x is less than 4. This condition is provided. Now this is written in a set builder form. We try to write down this one in roster form. So we write R in roster form. X is less than 4, that means x will be 1, 2 and 3. If x is 1, then y will be 6. The next x is 2, so y becomes 7. And x is 3, then 5 plus 3, it is 8. This we get. Now we have to check whether it is reflexive or not. First, R1 we say to reflexive relation. Now it is clear that this relation is not containing identical pair of elements. For reflexivity, we have studied that R should contain elements of type A, A. These kinds of elements are not here, and since it is not there, so we say that R is not reflexive. R is not reflexive. Hope it is clear. Next one is symmetric. Symmetric relation. Symmetric relation, just recall, A related to B in the same way as B is also related to A, then we say relation is symmetric. Now, since I have written the relation in roster form, so 1 is related to 6, but 6 is related to 1. That means 6 comma 1 is not here. So we say that this relation is not symmetric. So supply suitable example. Say that 1 comma 6 belongs to R, but 6 comma 1 does not belong to R. Therefore, R is not symmetric. Hope it is clear. The next is transitive. Transitive relation. Now we check whether this relation is transitive or not. In previous video we had a discussion over the concept that if the element is not repeating, then the relation is transitive. How? 1 is related to 6. It is there. 1 comma 6 belongs to R, and it is also evident, it is also clearly visible that 1 in this set, 1 is not related to any other element, and so is 6. This we can write down mathematically, that is 1 is related to none other element except 6. Similarly, 6 is related to none of the elements. It means this is the place of B. This you understand by B. 1 is related to, that means A related to B, then B related to C, then A related to C. So that's how we can say that this relation is transitive. By this fact, it becomes clear. This we have to do. This is based on the questions of NCERT. Now, one very important aspect that is asked in 1 mark, that how many reflexive relations. This we will discuss just now. Reflexive relation. That question is of 1 mark, children. So, and we write a formula. First, we write a formula. Take a set A, number of elements in set A, say it is M. Then, if a set is containing M number of elements, then number of reflexive relations on set A, it is equals to 2 raised to the power of M square minus M. It is due to the fact that when we multiply A cross A, so we get M square number of elements, and out of those M square number of elements, we delete M elements. So remaining are M square minus M, and M square minus M elements, with that we form number of relations. So that will be 2 raised to the power of M square minus M. Now say, if a set is containing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My question is that how many reflexive relations are defined on this set? So apply this formula. Number of reflexive relations R1, I am terming as reflexive relation. Number of reflexive relations on this set, using this formula, it will be 2 raised to the power of 5 square minus 5, which will be equals to 2 raised to the power of 20. These many reflexive relations are defined on this set. Do remember. Hope it is clear. Then next one is checking. Checking whether relation is, again, that we have done already. Checking one more example, taking of NCERT. That one is interesting question. Question number 2 we have, that is question number 2. R is a relation. R is a relation defined on set of real numbers. This is real numbers. And the definition of R is given here. It is containing A comma B, that is written in set builder form, subject to this condition. Now we have to find or prove that it is neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive. So let us prove it by supplying suitable counter examples. First we start with R1, that is reflexive. Now recall the condition of reflexivity. For reflexivity, R1 contains A comma A types of elements. Say that A comma A belongs to R. First we say, and then afterwards the steps we write. From there we will conclude whether it actually belongs for all the real numbers or not. Now if A comma A belongs to R, then this condition should be followed. That means A less than A square. Now, is it true always that every real number square is greater than the real number itself? Each real number square is greater than the real number itself. For example, A equals to 1 by 3, we take it. If A equals to 1 by 3, then A square equals to 1 by 9. Now, out of these two, which one is greater? Obviously, A. So here we are concluding that A is greater than A square. We are not getting this statement or this expression, we are not getting. So it means that this relation is not reflexive. So simply supply a suitable counter example, and that will suffice to prove that the relation is not reflexive. Next one is a symmetric. How to prove symmetric? Again, we take a counter example, and the conditions of symmetric is that A, B belongs to R, and then arguably, logically, we conclude whether BA belongs to R or not. So, if AB belongs to R, then A less than equals to B square. That is there. But does it mean that B is also less than A square? Does it mean? Theoretically, it may not be as explicit as it should be. Take an example. 1 comma 2 belongs to R because 2 square is greater than 1. It is true. But what about, does 2 comma 1 belong to R? That means, is 1 square greater than 2? 1 square greater than 2? Not true. It means 1 comma 2 is there in R in the relation, but 2 comma 1 is not there. It does not belong to R. Hence the relation is not symmetric. Now we come to the last type, that is transitive. That is a more interesting part than the previous two we have discussed so far. Transitive. Transitive relation. We check whether this relation is transitive or not. For transitivity, we had discussed that we require 3 elements. So this way, let us say that AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R. We are supposed to check whether AC belongs to R or not. Now, if AB belongs to R, that means A less than B square. If BC belongs to R, by this definition, it means B less than C square. But does it conclude that A less than C square for all the real numbers? It may be true for some of the real numbers, but is it true for all the real numbers? Let us check by supplying a counter example. And not actually, let me come back to the question. Actually, we are asked to prove that it is not transitive. It is not transitive, that means A is not less than equals to C square. Rather, it is A greater than C square. It is there. So, for example, and since A greater than C square, so we take suitable example. A is greater than C square. If I take C equals to, say, 3, and then A is greater than C square, so A should be greater than 3 square, that is suppose 10. Now, in the question, the B is between A and C. So, between A and C, B can be taken as 4 or 5 or anything which is between 3 and 10. Now, observe, notice one thing, that 4 square is greater than 10. This condition holds. 4 square is greater than 10. True. Second condition, 3 square is greater than 4. Holds. But what about the next one? Is it there that 3 square is greater than 10? Not true. Right now? So this is the example which satisfies the given condition. The method I adopted here, that is to be noticed, these conditions were holding. I took just reverse condition. C, I assumed any number. You can also pursue by taking C any number and then proceed to A and then take B between A and C and supply a suitable example. That will be sufficient. Hope it is clear. So far we have discussed about the numericals which are given in NCERT. Now, a relation which is satisfying reflexivity, symmetric, and transitivity. All the three conditions that we are talking about. And this we will discuss. Relation which is reflexive, symmetric, as well as transitive. The one which follows all the three characteristics, such type of relation is known as equivalence relation. Equivalence relation. Now, our procedure, our steps will be based on this concept. So we take some examples of equivalence relation and we start with simple examples. Say set A is there containing 1, 2, 3. Now on this set I define or write down a relation containing 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 because we are making it equivalence relation. So we will discuss in detail. Then 1, 2, then 2, 1. I am keeping the elements or listing the elements in such a way that the relation becomes reflexive. And for reflexivity on this set, the necessity is what? It should be containing identical pair. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, which made the relation reflexive. 1, 2, 1 is related to 2, 2 is related to 1. These two pair make relation symmetric. And now for transitivity, 1 is related to 2, 2 is related to 1. It means 1 is related to 1 and 1, 1 is there in the set. It makes a relation transitive. Take it in other way. Start from here. 2 is related to 1, 1 is related to 2, 2 is related to, I write down this one. This means 2 is related to 1. This means 1 is related to 2. And then we conclude that 2 is related to 2. Means 2, 2 should be here. It is there. So, anyway, whether it is in direct way or in a reverse way you think, the relation is transitive. So, it satisfies all the three conditions. Then definitely we can say that this relation on this set is equivalence relation. Hope it is clear. Now we discuss some general questions based on equivalence relation. And this is the part of NCERT. I take one more question of NCERT, that is set A is there containing x comma y elements, and x and y both are natural numbers, and condition is that absolute difference of x and y is less than equals to, or say, x minus y, modulus of x minus y is divisible by 4. This condition we write it. And sorry, this is relation. This is relation. And this relation is defined on a set containing such natural numbers, both of them are natural numbers, that x is less than equals to 12. On this set, this relation is defined. This is a set, and on it this relation is defined. Now we have to prove that this relation is satisfying all the three conditions. So start with reflexivity. Reflexive relation. Now as we have previously discussed, again we are discussing. Let us say that x comma x belongs to R, and x is already a natural number, and x comma x belongs to R, x comma x belongs to R, then it has to satisfy this condition. So we come to the condition, we get modulus of x minus x is divisible by 4, we get 0, and 0 is always divisible by a non-zero number. So this is true, and since this is true, so x comma x type of element belongs to R. From here we will conclude this result, whether it is true or not. Children, this will be, if this is satisfied or this condition holds, then the relation will be reflexive. This is the important point. Now we take next one is symmetric relation. Symmetric relation. For symmetric relation, as we discussed previously, let us say that x comma y belongs to R. Now x comma y belongs to R, then this condition will be satisfied. That means modulus of x minus y is divisible by 4. Then modulus of y minus x is also divisible by 4. This means x comma y belongs to, this is y comma x belongs to R. So whenever x comma y belongs to R, y comma x belongs to R, it implies that relation is symmetric. Now third one, it has to be given more attention, children. And for transitivity we require 3 elements, do remember. So say that x comma y, this we are transitive relation. X comma y belongs to R, y comma z belongs to R, x, y, z are natural numbers and part of A. X, y, z belongs to A. Here also x, y belong to A, and here also x belong to A. Now x, y belongs to R, then this condition has to be satisfied. That means modulus of x minus y is divisible by 4. Similarly here, modulus of y minus z is divisible by 4. Further we have modulus of x minus y is multiple of 4, say 4k, and modulus of y minus z similarly multiple of 4, so say it is this is n, this we write down n, that will be better. Now if I remove modulus, then we get plus minus 4n, and similarly here we get plus minus 4n. Now add both of them, what do we get? X minus y plus y minus z is multiple of 4, where m and n are integers. M and n are integers. Now, the thing is that this is cancelled out, and what we get, x minus z is plus minus, we write down this one by k. So plus minus of 4k, writing m plus n equals to k. So we can write down x minus modulus of x minus z is divisible by 4. It implies x comma z belongs to R. This is there. That's how we got it, transitivity. So the relation is reflexive, it is symmetric, and finally it got to be transitive. So overall we can say that the given relation is equivalence relation. Now in this question itself, we talk about equivalence class. That is also an integral part of the question. So suppose you had been asked, find out equivalence class. So equivalence class is basically partition of sets. Which set? On which the relation is defined. We get different partition of sets, say, and the elements should satisfy the given condition of relation. If I had asked you, this is equivalence class, this is symbol we generally use, equivalence class of, suppose they are asking for 2. Now what is here to be understood? This is your x. Here we have to find out y. You have to find out y. The condition is what? That x minus y is divisible by 4. So very first element of this set we have to take that the difference is divisible by 4. So the very first element is 2. 2 minus 2, that is 0. 0 is divisible by 4. The next element from this set whose difference with 2 is divisible by 4. Is it 3? 3 minus 2, it becomes 1. 1 is not divisible by 4. Then it is 6. Obviously the difference should be 4, then only it will be divisible. 2, 6, 10, 14, but 14 is not there. Do remember. In continuity, when we proceed, we sometimes make or commit mistakes. So this is the equivalence class of 2. Now, if I ask you find the equivalence class of 1 under the same relation. So very first element of this set it will be 1. Now the next element should be difference of 4. So it will be 5. Then next will be 9. And here only, because next will be 13, which is not there. So that's how we find out equivalence class. Now see, partition. We got this set is distinct from this set. So we get a partition and the sets are mutually disjoint also. So equivalence class, this is how we find out. Hope it is clear. And so far then the concepts we have done that were based so far. The concepts are based on single element. Now the very important question that I am giving you, say that if A, B, C, D are natural numbers, and now we are moving to the stage where an ordered pair is related to an ordered pair. That is, AB is related to CD. The condition is there, A plus D equals to B plus C. Now we have to prove that if R is condition, R satisfies this condition, that means R is containing ordered pair, and the relation is between ordered pair to ordered pair, not an element to element, which we discussed in the previous cases. So R is containing ordered pair of this kind, and A and B are natural numbers, then we have to check whether this relation is equivalence relation or not. Let us start with first one, reflexive. Before starting reflexivity, I would suggest you to rewrite this definition. That will be much better. How? What they are saying that this I have to rough. What they are saying, redefine the condition AB related to CD, then this is the condition there. We rewrite by making some arrangement. So B is transposed here, D is transposed here. So we get A minus B equals to C minus D. A related to CD. Now it means A minus B equals to C minus D. Now we will proceed this definition. Now we start with reflexive. So we start with reflexivity. Now reflexivity, the condition used to be what? Just recall that A related to A. That was the condition. But here we do not have single element, rather we have pair. So a pair is related to the same pair. That means AB is related to, let us say that AB is related to AB. Now if AB is related to AB, the condition is what? This condition we have to check out. So it will be A minus B equals to A minus B, and this is true. Therefore this relation is reflexive. From this condition we conclude whether this is true or not. This we got it. Now we go for symmetric relation, which is easier. Second part, symmetric relation on this set or with this condition. In this part we have to take say that AB is related to CD. Now if AB is related to CD, then we have this definition, which is A minus B equals to C minus D. And this we can write down in reverse way, because in symmetric relation that we get basically lateral inversion, that is related to lateral inversion. So lateral inversion, what happens? The right hand side becomes left hand, the left hand side becomes right hand. So C minus D, which is written here, we write down in the other side. So C minus D equals to A minus B, which is true. And this we can further write down that CD is related to AB. It means this. So this implies that whenever AB is related to CD, by the same way CD is related to AB, hence the relation is symmetric. Hope it is clear. The third one and final one is a transitive relation. In transitive relation, we used to take three elements, but here we will take three ordered pair. Here all ABCD, which I have not mentioned, here AB, all AB belongs to set of natural numbers. Here also ABCD belong to set of natural numbers. And now transitivity, say AB is related to CD, and then CD is related to EF. What we have to check? Whether AB is related to EF. For that, we start the definition. The definition, whenever AB is related to CD, the condition is this. So we get A minus B equals to C minus D. Likewise, for this, we get C minus D equals to E minus F. And from both these conditions, we can easily conclude that A minus B equals to E minus F, which further means that AB is related to EF. So finally the relation is transitive. So the children, we have discussed almost all the aspects of relations, right from types of relations till equivalence relations and equivalence classes. Hope the concept must have gone to your mind, and in spite of our laborious efforts, if you find that some difficulties are there, then in the next or in coming videos we will sort out our problems. Thank you very much. Do take very good care of yourself. Thank you. Thank you very much.